In the past week, on the occasion of the summit of 16+1 between the 16 East Central European countries and China taking place in Dubrovnik, Croatia, the Western press mentioned much of China's strategy to enlist East China Europe to influence the economy and politics in the old continent. The editorial of Le Croix newspaper on April 11 calls Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, Romania, Bulgaria, Estonia, Slovakia, Croatia, Chinese friends in Europe. Lawyers protecting China in Europe. Among the above 16 East Central European countries, the most prominent is the Czech Republic, a member of the European Union. On the Asian website, April 3, 2019, Tom Eisenstaeter asked, "Is the Czech Republic the door to Europe for China?" RFI translated Eisenstaeter's article. Since when did Czech Republic warm up relations with China? In the past, the Czech Republic was not always a supporter of alliance with China. Until the early 2000s, Prague was still one of the most strongly opposed authorities to move closer to Beijing. In the 1990s, President Václav Havel's foreign policy was still based on two pillars: returning to the West, whether near or far the East doesn't matter, and protecting human rights principles. The fact that Prague supported the Dalai Lama and called dissidents to the Beijing government made the Sino-Czech relations much worse. Things began to change in the early 2000s. The then-president, Mr. Václav Klaus, sought to warm up his relationship with the Asian giant, a trend that was constantly pushed by governments later, especially the government of Prime Minister Petr Nečas, 2010 to 2013. Nečas values the economic development opportunities that China brings to the Czech Republic if the two countries are close together. What role does incumbent President Milos Zeman have in improving Czech-Chinese relations? The time Mr. Milos Zeman was elected president in 2003 coincided with the time when Xi Jinping officially announced the project New Silk Roads. In 2015, the Czech Republic joined China's huge project and became a 16+1 group member connecting China with Eastern Central Europe. Through the presidency of President Zeman, the Czech Republic became one of the most strongly supported European countries in its approach to the world's second-largest economy. In 2015, Zeman was the only head of state in Europe to attend a parade held by Beijing to commemorate the end of World War II. In return, Xi Jinping toured the Czech Republic in 2016. The investment promises of China and the attitude of the Czech Republic on human rights are closely coordinated to create honeymoon for Beijing and Prague. But President Zeman is just a tree in the entire forest. A majority of Czech politicians support the government to warm up relations with Beijing or remain silent on this issue. Many experts believe that the strategic focus of Chinese influence takes place in the background, based on a group of powerful figures around President Zeman and China's CEFC Energy Group. The strategy to influence the darkness of these big men proved to be very effective, causing many people to feel that Prague's foreign policy was based on investment promises and contracts. Benefits are negotiated in the backstage to enrich those who hold the most assets in the Czech Republic. Transparency is not guaranteed. Things are not discussed publicly. Results of Chinese economic exchange. Is Czech expected as Prague? After a few years of getting closer to Beijing, the Czech authorities felt disappointed. Beijing has made investment promises, while Prague is still waiting for Beijing's promise to be made. In 2018, China became the second-largest trading partner of the Czech Republic, accounting for 7.4% of the country market, compared with the rate of 6.5% in 2010. Bilateral trade despite increasing but unstable, and Czech trade balance is in deficit, even to a record high €20 billion. China's investment in the Czech Republic has also increased over the past 10 years, but direct investment has mainly focused on mergers and acquisitions, not related to production activities and project objectives. New Silk Roads, which also do not bring economic benefits to the Czech Republic. The $10 billion of investment that Xi Jinping promised, most of them have not seen yet, even though China's energy giant CEFC has acquired many Czech enterprises. In 2015, CEFC located the European branch in Prague. CEFC president became President Zeman's advisor. After that, a series of CEFC deals bought football clubs, luxury hotels, breweries, media conglomerates, travel companies, financial groups, even national airlines. Czech CEFC's gluttonous habit seems unlimited and does not encounter any resistance. China is particularly interested in rail, high-tech, nuclear industry, healthcare and agriculture. T.